Every morning before the sun rises, millions of people begin the same silent ritual. They wake up in the dark, rush through breakfast, and step outside. Not to live, but to start moving. Buses, trains, cars, highways, every direction leads toward the same idea of opportunity, the city. But for most, that opportunity is too far away to reach and too expensive to stay near. So they travel, 2 hours in, 2 hours back. Every day, 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year. 4 hours a day that belong to no one, not to work, not to rest, not to family. Just lost time between 2 points on a map. It's called commuting, but it feels more like drifting. A half-life spent inside machines, surrounded by strangers who are too tired to look up. Each person staring into a screen, counting stations, watching the city pass by like a film they've seen too many times. And by the time they arrive, they're already exhausted. The day hasn't even started, but their energy is gone, traded for the privilege of being close to something they can't afford to touch. This is the daily journey that never really ends, a cycle built into the modern city, where time, not distance, is the real price of survival.
Everyone knows that math doesn't apply to economics anymore. A small apartment near the center costs more than most people earn in a year. Rent rises faster than salaries, and buying property is no longer a goal. It's a fantasy. Still, people stay close, or try to. They move from one outer district to another, calculating minutes, trade-offs, and train connections. They accept smaller spaces, longer rides, and less sleep, all just to remain within reach of opportunity. Because the city still holds power. The best jobs, the schools, the hospitals, the networks, everything that defines a normal life is still concentrated in the same overcrowded core. So people keep orbiting around it, paying for proximity with their time and health. It's not ambition anymore. It's survival. The city no longer invites them in. It demands their presence from a distance. Living far away is cheaper, but every day spent commuting adds another invisible tax. Fatigue, frustration, hours stolen from rest or family. And every year, that distance grows. The strange part is how natural it feels now. People plan their lives around traffic instead of dreams. They move not where they want to live, but where they can afford to return from. This is the price of proximity. You never stop chasing the city, and the city never lets you catch it.
Public transport is supposed to make life easier. In reality, it just makes exhaustion more organized. Every morning, millions of people gather in the same tunnels, waiting under the same flickering lights. The train doors open, and everyone moves in silence, like a single tired organism. No one talks, no one looks up. Just headphones, coffee, and the slow shared acceptance that this is what life costs now. There's something deeply human about this fatigue. It's collective, synchronized, predictable. Everyone knows exactly how many minutes it takes to reach their stop, how full the train will be, where to stand to get a seat on the way back. The rhythm is so precise, it feels automated. But the body remembers. The crowded air, the pressure of strangers too close to breathe freely, the endless hum of motion. All of it leaves a mark. After a while, you stop noticing the discomfort, but it doesn't stop shaping you. People try to make use of the time, reading, scrolling, pretending to rest, but deep down, they know it's wasted. You're not home, you're not at work, you're nowhere, just suspended between two obligations. When the city celebrates its efficient public transport, it never mentions the price. The system moves perfectly. It's the people inside it who break down. Every station feels the same. Every face, too. It's not just a commute anymore. It's a quiet ritual of shared fatigue.
For those who can't stand the crowd, there's the car. It feels like a choice, your own space, your own rules, music instead of strangers, freedom on four wheels, until you try to use it. You spend an hour in traffic before sunrise, another one on the way back after dark. You move, but you don't get anywhere faster. You just sit in a smaller, more expensive version of the same routine. The car turns into a second office, a second home, sometimes both. People eat, make calls, think, and fall apart behind the wheel. The air smells of fuel and coffee, the radio repeats the same headlines, and every turn feels rehearsed. Freedom has a price tag: gas, insurance, parking, repairs. For many, owning a car costs more than rent, and yet it feels necessary because there's no other way to reach work on time. The irony is cruel. The machine built to give people independence now traps them in debt and gridlock, a private escape route shared by everyone. Highways have become rivers of loneliness, long lines of isolated individuals, each in their own metal shell, staring at the same brake lights. We used to think the car represented movement. Now it represents waiting. And the longer you sit there, the clearer it becomes. You're not driving anywhere. You're just paying to stay in motion. On paper, the commute looks simple. 2 hours here, 2 hours back. Just part of the day, like brushing your teeth or buying groceries. But those hours add up. Over a year, that's almost a full month spent in transit. A month of sitting, breathing recycled air, staring at traffic lights or tunnel walls. A month that could have been sleep, time with family, or silence. Then there's the money. Fuel, tickets, car maintenance, tolls, parking fees. A quiet drain that never stops. Most people don't count it because it comes in small pieces, but by the end of the year, the commute has eaten a significant part of their income. The body pays too. Back pain, fatigue, headaches, constant alertness. The nervous system doesn't rest in traffic. Your heart rate stays high, your patience low. You arrive everywhere slightly irritated, slightly late, slightly less alive. And there's the invisible cost, the mental toll. Commuting is the perfect mix of helplessness and repetition. You're always moving, but never in control. You can't walk away, you can't pause, you can't decide. People try to make the time useful, podcasts, audiobooks, work calls, but productivity doesn't heal exhaustion. You can fill every minute with noise and still feel empty when you get home. The commute doesn't just steal time, it steals the energy that makes time worth having. Cities used to be divided by neighborhoods. Now they're divided by minutes. The closer you live to the center, the more your time is worth. Not because you earn more, but because you lose less. For the rich, proximity is convenience. For everyone else, it's a luxury. The lines on a map don't show it, but every kilometer means another 10 or 15 minutes of life taken away. You can measure class by commute time now. The poor wake up earlier, sleep less, and spend more hours each week just trying to arrive. The irony is brutal. The people who make cities run, cleaners, drivers, cooks, nurses, are the ones pushed the farthest away from them. The center is preserved for investors and visitors, while those who keep it alive orbit endlessly around it.
unseen. The city is still technically open to everyone, but access is measured in exhaustion. The further you live, the less you belong. The more you spend on rent, the less you see your own home. Distance has become destiny, a silent form of segregation hidden behind the language of commuting zones and affordable housing. And unlike old borders, these can't be crossed by effort or ambition, only by time, the one thing no one can earn back.
After a while, the body adapts. It learns to wake up at 5, to stand for an hour, to eat breakfast on the move. But the mind never fully adjusts. At first, it's just fatigue, the heavy kind that sleep doesn't fix. Then comes irritability, forgetfulness, the strange emptiness that creeps in between obligations. You stop noticing things, the morning light, the sound of your own thoughts. Everything blurs into motion. Psychologists call it commute stress. But it's more than stress. It's erosion. Every day, a small part of your attention wears away. You begin to live automatically. Alarm, train, work, train, bed. There's no room left for curiosity or joy. The brain treats constant travel as uncertainty. It stays alert, waiting for danger that never comes, and that constant alertness turns into anxiety. You're always a little tense, a little late, a little lost. Even on weekends, your body still expects to move. Depression doesn't arrive suddenly. It just replaces everything else, slowly, quietly, until the only emotion left is tiredness. You can see it on people's faces in the subway, that flat stare, that half-closed posture, the way everyone avoids eye contact. Not because they're rude, but because they're protecting what's left of their energy. The city never asked them to feel anything, only to keep showing up. And so they do, every day, until they forget what it felt like not to be moving.
No one keeps track of the hours we spend in motion. They don't appear on invoices or in reports. There's no column for time lost to traffic. And yet, it's one of the biggest expenses of modern life. Every city depends on movement. Workers must arrive, goods must flow, services must continue. But the more time it takes to keep that system running, the less value it creates for the people inside it. Billions of hours are spent every year on commuting, hours of life that don't produce, don't rest, don't heal. If time is money, then we're all paying a tax just to exist in cities that no longer make sense. Economists call it external cost, but there's nothing external about it. It's written on people's faces, in their posture, in the silence of every late train. The city's productivity looks impressive on paper because the losses are invisible. The system gains efficiency while humans lose capacity. The strange part is that no one complains. We accept it as normal, as if being exhausted is part of being responsible, as if time isn't something we own, but something we owe. It's not just wasted time, it's a quiet redistribution of energy, from the many who travel to the few who profit from their arrival. And so, every morning, the same story repeats itself. The economy grows, but the people inside it shrink.
Somewhere between the stations and the traffic lights, most people already know the truth. They're not just losing time, they're losing it for nothing. 4 hours a day spent traveling to reach a job that barely matters, that could vanish tomorrow without changing anything in the world. The commute is long, but the work it leads to is hollow. It's a double exhaustion, one physical, one existential. The body gets tired from the road. The mind gets tired from pretending the destination is worth it. People don't talk about it, but everyone feels it. The quiet absurdity of spending entire years just moving between one meaningless place and another. The train is full, yet no one is really going anywhere. These are the so-called bullshit jobs, positions created to maintain the illusion of productivity. Meetings that lead to more meetings, reports no one reads, tasks designed to justify an office that no longer needs to exist. You sit in traffic for hours, burning fuel and patience, to arrive at a desk where your only real job is to look busy. And you tell yourself it's fine, because everyone else is doing the same. But somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet thought appears. If the work doesn't matter, and the time to reach it is killing me, what's the point of any of it? That's the real cost cities never count. Not just the fuel, not the rent, not the hours, but the slow collapse of meaning itself. Think about it. Just think about it.